Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. So, before we start this video, I just want to thank all of you. We've had a lot of subs in the last week or so, more than I expected, to be quite honest. I've actually been recognized a few times when I've talked to people. It's been pretty good. So, I want to thank you all for that. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, it feels good to be able to reach out and actually you know, reach a few people with these videos. Now, if you do watch the videos and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. It's a big help to me. I do have an end goal. Like I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers at some point. I may not get it this year or next year or the year after. I may never get it. I may never reach it. And if I don't, that's okay. I'm doing this for fun. But it would be nice to make my goal. So anyway, so to the video itself. This week we had Wheel of Time Wednesday. As we all know, the first Wednesday of every month, Amazon Prime releases some information about the Wheel of Time, and they tag it as Wheel of Time Wednesday. It's one of those catchy things, and it works out pretty good. I had made a video last week, basically predicting that we're going to see set videos and set photos this week. Yeah, that didn't happen. I was really wrong, and that's okay because I got that basically from Brandon Sanderson saying that he was going to release them. They're with production at the moment. They're being vetted, so it's actually good news we didn't get them as Wheel of Time Wednesday because that means in the next couple days, weeks, maybe within the next month, we're going to get some set videos or set pictures from Brandon, which would be fantastic. I can't wait to see official set pictures. I've seen some unofficial ones, and there's a lot of speculation what they could be, but official ones where we know what they are would be great. So, what did we get this week? Well, we got another casting call. So we got Tam L4, Rand's father. He was cast this week. Now, almost everyone, uh, pretty much who would watch these videos, will know who is in the role. So Michael Mickelhatton, who played Roose Bolton from Game of Thrones, was cast as Tam L4. Good choice, bad choice, not a great choice. Personally, I think it's a great choice. And almost everything I've read online on Reddit and the Facebook groups and a few other places and people I've talked to, they're all pretty happy with the choice. Now, we had all thought, because he was a part of the table read, we'd seen that in the video. We knew that he would be part of the show in some way, shape, or form. We knew he would have a speaking role because he had a script in his hands and he was at the table talking with the other people during the video that Amazon Prime had released. But myself and quite a few other people kind of thought he'd play Ishmael. Why? Because Roose Bolton's just a terrible, maniacal, horrible human being, and he did a really good job playing him. So I think he would have been a really good Ishmael. But again, he's a great actor. His career spanned decades, goes all the way back to before the first Underworld. He was, whether you believe it or not, in the first Underworld, and he was in a lot of stuff before that too. So he has a lot of experience to draw on. And I think he'll do a great job playing Tam Thor. Tam has a lot of layers to him. He's seen as a solid, dependable, blocky, uh, basically a rock that anyone can lean on. And he is Rand's father. He's the main character of the book's father, and he does play a very big role in the books themselves, and he plays a very big role in a lot of character and story arcs in the books. I won't get into anything, and I won't spoil anything in this video, so you don't have to worry about that. But just be known that he isn't a minor character, and he will show up more than one episode. So, do I think they did a good choice in the casting? Absolutely. So we have the Emmons Field 5 that are casted. They are they're great actors and actresses if you go through and you watch some of the things they've done, and they seem to have really nailed the roles in what I've seen so far. However, they're not really that well known. They don't have a whole big body of work behind them. So now we have three characters that have been cast, other than the main characters in the show, who all are really experienced actors and actresses. So we have Moraine, we have Lan, and now we have Tam, all played by very experienced actors and actresses. And I think that's on purpose. I think what they're going to do is they're going to take a lot of the supporting characters in this show, and they're going to basically put big names in them for a bunch of different reasons. First one being they'll help these new, and I'm using new in quotations because they're not really new to acting, but the Emmons Field 5 are not well known and they don't have a lot of experience, say some of the other cast members may have. So they'll be able to help them out and basically help the flow of the show a bit more. That, and they're recognizable. The recognizable faces that will draw people to this show. So casting a Game of Thrones alumni, very smart move by Rafe. Huge, because you have a lot of people who maybe do not know what the Wheel of Time is. They don't know what the show is. They've never heard of the books. They just know that it's a fantasy type thing that Amazon Prime is doing, and Game of Thrones is over, and they've watched Game of Thrones, and it was good, and they liked it, but they're hungry for something a little bit more. And oh look, here's a character I recognize that did a real good job in Game of Thrones, and he's in this new fantasy show. Let's give that a shot. And I guarantee that's probably part of the reason, and I'm not saying it's all the reason, but part of the reason why they cast him. And do I think we'll see other Game of Thrones alumni in here? I think so. I don't think they're going to take everybody from Game of Thrones and chuck them into Wheel of Time and hope that people will watch. But I don't think that Mr. Mickelhatton, and I'm probably butchering the name, I'm so sorry about that, is going to be the last one we're going to see. They may not be big characters, they may not be recurring characters, but we're going to see a few more people because for a bunch of different reasons. One, they have experience working in a fantasy setting. They have experience working in a serial type show. So it was on HBO. So it's kind of the same as Amazon Prime or Netflix, where they film a whole bunch of stuff and then they release it. So it makes sense if they can get a few of them onto the show. And I really haven't seen anybody saying anything bad about it. So good choice. Absolutely, I'm quite impressed. And I am hoping that we'll get a little bit more news in the next week or two, maybe some pictures and whatnot. But for now, we have our TAM, and I'm really happy with that. If you guys have anything you want to add or any questions you want to ask about how I feel about this, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you have any ideas for any videos that you'd like me to make, also leave them in the comments. I have a whole slew of things in the can already, ready to put up over the next 4 or 5 days, because I'm having a lot of fun with this, honestly. But there's always room for requests. So if you have any requests at all, please let me know, and I will make sure to do what I can to add them. Thank you all very much, and here's to many more.